Welcome Gemini, Happy New Year, January 2024. Can you believe I'm going to set the karmic wheels in motion here, and straight off the bat you can see this powerful triplicate of planets in the foreground in the 7th house as the month commences. This 7th house is all about the way you deal with other people, in particular your most notable relationships, those primary relationships like marital partner, the spouse, long-term de facto, girlfriend, boyfriend. If you're in a live-in situation, that is distinct from 5th house, which we see here around the 3rd of January, the moon moving into this pattern with the south node, bringing back, could be past loves. The 5th house is your past karma, it's love affairs, and you've got that soft and gentle loving moon transiting through this area. But Mars moves out of this 7th house. The Mars and Mercury combination can make you a little bit argumentative. There can be some head-ons when these two planets are in conjunction. We see here Mars has moved out, Mercury remains here in the 7th house, so therefore after about the 4th or 5th, you may find that whatever problems you're having in your relationships will start to wind down. These planets, Pluto, the Sun and Mars, accentuate this 8th house, which is the shared resources, which is the area of intimacy. One of the greatest resources is the sharing of your personal space. And here Mars transiting in the exaltation sign of Capricorn means that it's going to really trigger some of those sensual feelings, especially here. You notice Moon moving into its new moon phase there on the 11th, also starting a new chapter for you in this area of your life. It's a very dominant feature. The 7th and the 8th house, love affairs, sexuality, sensuality, sharing and caring. All of that is happening against this other backdrop of these slower moving planets, Saturn at the upper part of your horoscope, which is slowing things down a little in your work and profession. This can really make you feel a little frustrated, Gemini. You may be putting your best foot forward only to be finding you've got to step back, especially when these planets are retrograde. Around the 15th, we notice Mercury moving into that 8th house as well. So there's a jam-packed lot of planetary energy there, bringing to the fore this component of your life. Banking, finance, loans, borrowings, insurances, all of these things are covered by this 8th house. And of course, Mercury makes you inquisitive, and it also relates to those psychological obstructions you have within your personality stemming from a long time ago. We see also Jupiter here in that 12th house, bringing a lot of these problems to the fore for you to deal with. That's the investigative Mercury in the 8th house. Mercury is really good for writing, for unearthing secrets or things that are hidden. Inventive people have this. Because it's in the sign of Capricorn for you, it's quite likely what you're going to uncover has to do with money, finance, some of the more security orientated aspects of your life, as I mentioned earlier. We have Venus remaining in this 7th house, while the Sun and Pluto transit simultaneously into your 9th house. Now, some astrologers are of the opinion that the Western astrologers especially, that the 10th house is the father, 4th house is the mother. Some opine that the dominant parent is the 4th house, so it can be reversed. In Vedic astrology, the 9th house is the father. Here the Sun, also regulating the father, transiting the upper part of this 9th house segment, indicates maybe some issues associated with your father, also because Pluto rules the career sector. Then this may be problems associated with your father's work. The big thing here is to watch out for the full moon, which is going to take place in your third house in Leo on the 26th, in direct opposition not just to the sun, but you can see here it's going to take in that transformative influence of Pluto to generate some new ways of thinking. It's going to reveal some aspect of your thinking process, and of course third house is negotiations and contracts. So while these two planets transit the legal segment of your horoscope, this has to do with legalities, higher education, university, it has to do with bureaucracy, it has to do with long distance journeys. So all of those things are indicated by this transit, and the movement of the moon in this area may relate to contracts associated with any or one or more of those things that I've just mentioned. This is a really, really full-on period for you, Gemini, one in which your romantic sense is activated powerfully in this first month of the year. And then you see there Venus moving into the 8th house as well, bringing with it a focus on deeper matters rather than, I've mentioned this as a sexual sector, but I think it also has to do with the way you share ideas, intimacy, that sort of thing, particularly with Mercury in the same position. Take a look at the further transits I've done for you, the text-based at astrology.com.au. Follow the links there. You see all of the forecasts, yearly, monthly, weekly, daily. A lot of free psychic readings there. Best thing is, I recommend, is have a private reading, personal reading, so we can look at those specific issues that are, more of a focus for you in your time and place of birth. Don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to come back next month. I want to see you here again. Look after yourself. Bye-bye.